Welcome, folks. Welcome to the first ever Ruen Your Live with me, Henry, and
me, Rupert. This is quite a special occasion.
It is a special occasion. It's our first. This is the first of many. First of many weekends that we're going to be spending together, folks.
Hopefully many. If this all goes well, and you'll enjoy it, and we enjoy it, then I don't know. This is like an indefinite thing, perhaps. So
perhaps so.
So you can join us every Sunday when you are maybe bored. Maybe not bored, but if you tune into this, we'll be very appreciative and grateful. This is what is it? The last day of February?
Is it? I don't think it is. It is it the 28th? It is the last day of February.
Yeah. So even more special, we're coming out of winter, and yeah, we're going to get the summer vibes cracking. We've been working very hard on making this space lovely. And
yeah, this is a built set. We kind of built it. Mainly, we've got our good friend, our man of the road, our man who looks after us in all walks of life, Christopher D'Agostino, behind the camera. And we just watched him for most of the time while he sort of built this.
He was painting and doing things with drills, with wood, which we're not too familiar with.
And we just sort of said you missed a spot here and there, and he
bought some dirty magazines to put in the background.
Yeah, that.
And no, we've been pretty excited about this and prepping for it for a couple of weeks now. Yeah. So we hope we don't cock it up.
For all of you joining us that don't know who we are, or for if you're going to watch this back and don't know who we are, we're from this little industrial. We'll give you a little brief of where we're from. We're from this little industrial town on the northeast coast of England called Scunthorpe. It's a delightful little tourist town of the northeast. You can have a quick Google of it after this stream.
Don't Google it now because you might get engulfed in the facts of Scunthorpe, which may actually be more interesting and entertaining than what we're doing right now. So Google it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
And so, so we're from Scunthorpe. There's two of us. We grew up playing in pubs and clubs as little ones. And that taught us many life lessons, and it helped prep us for where we are today. We ended up going down to London in our very early 20s, and we signed a record deal. We're very lucky we signed a record deal.
We actually signed a record deal in New York. Well, we didn't go to New York to sign a record deal, but we signed it with an American company who were based in New York, Universal. And that led us eventually, after a few years, to move here. And now this space which we're in is in New York, and we happen to live here because we end up doing a residency, a very nice venue in New York every week. Then that ended, and we started touring the whole of the country. And then when that ended, because of COVID, we are sat here right now.
Yes. So basically, what we're going to be doing is just opening the floor for you guys to interact with us, because that's why we're here and we're going live, because we want to, answer your questions. We want to know what you guys have been doing, what you're up to, how you're feeling.
And if you're commenting on this video, well, Chris, who we've already spoke about, is going to read out some of your questions to us, so that we can hopefully give you some great life advice, so that you can, thanks for that giggle, great life advice, so that you can go on a similar path to us and sit behind your own desk maybe one day, like your own pink thing with a nice backdrop, and do exactly this, or, you know, I don't know.
I was excited for today's first episode, and I got myself some new pants. Did you notice?
I certainly noticed. You
didn't have anything very positive to say about them when I walked in there.
No, I mean...
Do you like them?
They're not bad.
I mean, I'll show you what I'm talking about.
World, Henry.
It's these. Are they too high? I feel like they might... I don't know.
I don't think it's just... You don't have to face me like that, Hen.
Are they too big? I don't know.
They're quite... I don't know.
There's a lot of air. It's very floaty. Yeah, pleat. I like pleats. But yeah, I was very excited. I got myself some new pants.
And I got some braces, because wearing a belt sat down with the guitar isn't the most pleasant thing in the world. So I went super old man and bought some braces. And
do old men wear braces?
I thought so. It's quite traditional, is it not?
Do many young men wear braces?
Have you guys worn braces? Ever?
I've
No?
never worn any
Well
braces.
then, I'm
Maybe
going
I've
to
worn.
associate them with old men. I'm wearing old man braces.
So
and,
then, there in turn, you're possibly an old man.
well, not in reality, but in mentality, I would say.
Ah, yeah, mentality would say. Okay. Well,
Basically, we didn't know quite how to structure this first episode because, it's the first one we had to tell you what we was doing. In the future, which we're going to do at the end of this episode, but to begin with, we thought we'd just give you, as Henry's already done, our little brief background. And in the middle of it, we've just got to kind of fill it with, I don't know, bits and pieces.
bits and pieces. Well,
yeah.
I have a bit of those bits and pieces for you.
Right.
I'm going to start off with a little question that's directed at you, Rupert.
Directed at me.
It's directed at you. The guitar you're playing.
Oh. So it's directed at the guitar.
It's directed at the guitar.
Oh no, directed at me.
It's directed at the
About
guitar.
the guitar.
I put up something on my own personal Instagram asking people the names of the strings from low to high. That's quite okay.
I heard the answers were good.
The answers were good.
I heard that a lot of people are quite, what's the word? Educated on the formation of a guitar.
But somebody messaged me, and
Yes.
I kind of cheated on the answer. I kind of Googled it. They were like, "What's that bridge? What is this bridge that's on that guitar? Do you know what that bridge is?"
I don't know whether it's got a branded name, but it is. It's one of the modifications which exists on this model, which didn't exist on the original Ozark, which is a 6. It's an adjustable 6-piece bridge, so you can adjust the length, so to speak, from the bridge.
I thought you might know the name of the bridge. Okay.
No, I have
Rupert's
too many
failed
guitars
that one.
to learn.
But that's okay.
Do you know
that's
what
okay,
it
Rupert.
is?
I did.
Googled it?
I did Google it, and I sent it to my mate yesterday, and I've already forgotten what it is.
I don't believe it. I mean, there's no point using Google.
Yeah, I know there's no point using it.
if
It's
you
very
don't remember
shameful.
the fact.
Very shameful. Okay. We've as mentioned earlier, we built this background set. We had Chris building it, and we thought, what sort of things sort of sum us up? What can we sort of put around here? We grew up in a house with a lot of ivy. We've got some ivy dangling
We thought
here.
this colour was very sort of early 60s.
Are you guys liking the back? Are you liking this? It took us fucking weeks.
I made the sign. That took me 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah. So you can see we put a lot of thought and energy and effort into this, and we just want you all to have the most fabulous time. How's our mental health been doing throughout this lockdown?
You can probably tell.
Probably, can you tell?
No, I mean, they can probably tell.
Oh,
by
they
listening
can
to
tell.
us talk.
Oh, by listening to us talk, yes. I hope all of your mental health been well. I know we've all been sort of trapped inside for a year or so. I've been spending a lot of time with my cats. I don't know if that shows. Got 2 cats now, and Rupert's got his guinea pigs. Well, Rupert's had a bit of a sad time the past couple of weeks. He lost
I've had
one
a
of his.
sad month.
He had a sad month. He
One
lost
of my
one
guinea
of the guinea
pigs.
pigs.
Yeah, I had to
Very
have one
sad.
of the guinea pigs put down. Very unfortunate. And the other one got sick shortly afterwards. Completely different conditions.
A broken heart, I put it down to, I think.
Yes, one could say that. But so we've got our hands full with pets.
Yeah, that's what we decided to do throughout lockdown.
Pets
Burden ourselves
and
with pets.
backgrounds, and without our live gigging, we're kind of, I don't know, only half of what we were. Hopefully, this fulfills that other half.
Yeah, hopefully it does. We're going to be. Rupert's got his guitar in hand. I know you're probably expecting we're going to go into some live music. Not really. We will do in some of the episodes,
We
but
feel like a lot of you have heard us play live music a bit before, and also we can't really facilitate fantastic sound with drums and all the things we usually go on tour with to make something sound fantastic. Also, there's nobody in the audience who are actually giving us any feedback, so that would make any sort of live performance not quite as amazing as it would be actually live. So on that note, we thought we'd just twiddle a bit occasionally and sing little bits occasionally, and that way you can't criticize us too bad because it's too obvious that it isn't meant to be a full produced, nice sounding song.
very good, Rupert. Very good. That was very well
Did I
explained.
do well?
Yeah, you did all right. But yeah, so we will be going to after hours where we get a little saucier, and that's another part of this program. I'm sorry if this feels a bit like we're just telling you what you're going to be expecting, but we've got to give you a bit of clue in. There's going to be an after hours after this public stream ends, and that at the minute the after hours is only available on Patreon. So if you want to see something saucy, maybe Rupert's going to get naked.
I'm not going to get naked.
Maybe I can convince him to get naked.
You won't be able to convince
for
me
the after hours. Quick question: would folks like to see Rupert get naked on the after hours? I mean, it's only for patrons, so you sign up, you pay your $8 a month, maybe get to see a bit of Rupert today.
Hen, I've already shown you my braces. People have seen my braces. You don't need to see my tits.
I don't know. Some people might like that.
You don't need to see me naked. That being said, though, Chris, I mean, would you ever be partial to?
If the money's right, money has to be right for me. But
see, I mean,
let's see how we go.
And that's
it's only up from here.
That's a nice incentive, It's worth getting paid for your goods, I suppose.
Yeah,
to an extent.
Maybe you could start an OnlyFans after that, Rupert. What do you think to that? Some people have done that throughout the lockdown. They've started this OnlyFans. And don't get me wrong, I've thought about starting it as well. I don't know what my audience would be. I don't know what I'd really put on it.
What's OnlyFans?
Okay, Rupert. So OnlyFans is a platform where you create a profile and it's only for your fans. And what people can do is they
That's what this is, right? Oh, well, a few of the, AB can tune in, but mostly our fans
kind
don't
of.
know that. So how's it different?
But we haven't got voluptuous enough booties and things to really make any good money with our OnlyFans. So OnlyFans, I guess, started as a platform for people to, show off things to their fan base for a small cost. A small subscription fee, so it be.
Like Patreon?
Like Patreon. So really, they're both kind of the same.
So what's different?
OnlyFans has got a bit of a name for itself, I feel. You're not familiar with this kind of. Rupert's not familiar with OnlyFans. He's not a surfer of the World Wide Web in the sense that we all, use Instagram. He has the internet, but OnlyFans, yeah. What I'm saying is, if you were to get naked in the after hours, I could take that clip, we could make a bit of money on the side, set you up an OnlyFans, and it could be, Rupert from the Ruen brothers, and every morning you post a little picture of you maybe in the bathroom, maybe doing something, maybe a little dance, maybe something.
So it's like a dancing thing?
You could say that it's a bit of a dancing thing. There's dancing involved, maybe, in some clips. It's really exactly what you want, but I can tell you what's going to bring the money in.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be
I'm going to Google what it is, because I don't trust Henry's explanation.
No.
But it does sound interesting.
It does.
But we're kind of, I would say we're a bit flat out, what with our YouTube thing, which is what this is.
Oh, there's too much going on for us at the minute?
Well, I mean,
facilitate that?
Well, we can build up to it, but we have got to pace ourselves, I think.
Yeah, we don't want to shoot our load all at the first go, do we?
That we certainly don't want to give too much away at the first hurdle.
No.
We don't want to fall over at the first hurdle, which is why it's so important that this goes right and that we say everything just as we intended it.
We had a bit of a thought. We were like, should we go live or should we pre-record this? But you know what? We're fucking fearless, so we're like, we'll go live. Look at the lack of fear in Rupert's face. It says it all. So that was another little element to this. We were like, do we go live? Do we pre-record it? What's the angle here? How are we going to do it? Because if we don't go live, we can just sort of stretch it a bit. But I feel like this is more just us hanging out. I feel like it's a Sunday night and we're all just having a bit of hangout.
Are we popular enough for anybody to have commented yet?
Yes, very popular.
Oh, that's nice.
The comments are going mental, Chris. Yeah. I can't believe it.
You're not having me on. It's not sarcasm.
No, people are actually saying.
People are interested. Thank you for being interested,
Chris. Has there been any questions or comments that have caught your eye since we've got going?
Very much so. How deep do we want to go? Where do we want to kind of start?
Let's maybe start with I don't know what's caught your eye. Tell me what catches your eye there, Chris.
Okay, well this can kind of like throw us and get us started in a pretty quality conversation.
Okay.
Donna's asking, how did you get to tour with Cafe de Cuba?
Ooh, interesting. A lot of people wonder how tours come about. How do you go on the road with somebody? How do you do this? It's helpful if you have an agent. The agent does a lot of that hard work. And when it came to us getting on the road with Cafe Tacuba, I believe that our agent, because we have the same agent as them, also another big plus. What happened was the agent sent some of our material and our mugshots probably to the band's management at the
Our
time.
prettiest photo.
Our prettiest
perhaps.
photo. That lures people in, maybe.
And,
Not in a creepy way, but in a way, you know.
And yeah, I think we got an email saying, would you...
I actually know the full story.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Well, if you have that kind of memory.
No, I was told the full story.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was between us and one other band. I'm not going to name the other band. I'll tell you on the after hours.
I don't know the other band.
But the manager...
Sorry, but I do know that we won.
Yeah, we did, Rupert, but we'll get to the winning bit.
Not that it's a competition.
No, it's not a competition.
It's a slight competition.
It's a bit of a competition, because otherwise if you don't win, you don't go on the road. So basically, their management had a look at a bunch of acts, and they were like, we like this one and we like this one. It was between the two of us. And we must have won the coin toss. That must have been what it was. And we ended up going on the road. We were very nervous. As you can imagine, we're going on the road with one of the biggest bands of all time from Mexico, Cafe Tacuba. They're wonderful people. Probably the most humble, down-to-earth superstars I've ever met in my life. They were so welcoming.
We was actually just reminiscing about some things we did on tour with them. Do you remember? Like 20 minutes ago. Remember, I was like, that time we went on tour with Cafe Tacuba and you went out partying with them and I stayed in the hotel room.
Oh, yes.
That long story I told.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So quickly.
I forgot it very quickly.
But yeah,
so it came down to us. We won the coin toss. We get on the road with them. We're very nervous. Can't speak a lick of Spanish. I was like, got to be a bit respectful. You know, I learnt a few phrases.
Henry actually said them on stage.
I did.
To a welcoming audience.
It's a very welcoming audience. It was wonderful.
I didn't have a clue what he was saying.
No, we've become good friends actually with some of the Cafe Tacuba boys, and we actually still keep in touch. We still drop each other little WhatsApps every now and then, like, how are you doing? What are you up to? I want to visit Mexico at some point. If it wasn't for COVID, probably have already gone. But yeah, that's how it came to us getting on the road with Cafe Tacuba. Anything else that's catching you?
Oh, and for those of you who don't know Cafe Tacuba, you should go check them out.
Yeah.
Can you spell it out for everybody?
Yeah, Cafe, C-A-F-E, with a little accent on the E. And then Tacuba, T-A-C-V U-B-A.
Oh.
No, T-A-C-V-B-A.
I think I've just embarrassed us all because we can't even spell the name
It's
of the band
along
we've
that
just
line.
been
They put a
talking
V
about.
in where the U should
But they're
be.
very important and much more important than us.
Yes.
So go check them out.
That was a nice question. I like that. It got us off to a steady start. Chris, is there anything?
Yep. Okay. You ready for the next question?
Yeah. Are you gonna
dangerous?
throw a curveball at us, maybe?
Or is it nice and safe?
Let's be safe for one more.
What safe for what? We're
I
gonna
like
say safe
dangerous.
for one more. Then we're gonna
Safe
get a bit
for one more.
dangerous.
I like safe.
Do you play any other instruments other than guitar from Chris?
Oh, yes. See, the physical side of playing instruments is limited to the instruments, to the instrument. But the theory applies to all. So with that in mind, and very gratefully, I learned the theory due to help from my parents sending me to classical music lessons when I was young. I was able to apply the knowledge I learned on guitar to harmonica, piano, and basically nowadays, especially when we have done a few things for films, string arrangements, things like that. I don't know how to play a violin, but I know how to write a violin part or an orchestra part or something like that. So we can.
So you can play another instrument.
But if you saw me on stage, yes, I would be. This and harmonica are kind of the things I'm physically limited to. And yourself, Henry.
Well, I just strum my guitar and I sing a bit. And
But
then
you play piano on Lonesome.
I can play a bit of piano. I can. I don't like to, but if I'm put to it, I can.
Yes.
Should have learned that. Should have picked that up a bit stronger when I was younger.
So some of you might have heard Lonesome in the film The Half of It, and the song we released on Spotify about 8 months ago. So you can go find it there if you wish to.
Yeah, I play the piano on that one.
Yeah. Actually, I was so nervous about him playing piano and singing at the same time that I left the room. We just left the mic recording, didn't we? And you was all alone. And I came back and played a bit of guitar over the top. But,
That's exactly how it went.
Yeah. Yeah. So
nice, safe. Yeah, we can play. We can do a bit more than just the guitar.
Yeah.
Thank you for that question. Thank you. Very, very, very humble. Very, very wholesome.
You
very
ready for the
nice.
next one?
Ready, Chris?
Okay. All right. Let's do the curve.
Okay, the curve. All right.
There's a curve. Yes.
What size underpants do you guys wear?
Oh,
Question mark.
that's actually.
As in like actual underpants, like underneath these high pants.
No, I think they mean like.
Oh, what waist size?
No. Hang on, chaps. Right, we're not doing too well because we've got 2 Brits and an Australian. And I'm not sure what it's like in basically underpants.
What go under your pants?
I think that's a universal term, geographically speaking, nationality speaking. Underpants, unless you don't speak English, underpants means, what's under your trousers or jeans or whatever. And pants in America means your actual trousers. But the underpants, I believe, are under. And I'm willing to talk about it if you are.
Yes. Yes, what size underpants do you wear, Rupert?
It is tougher when you're actually broached with it and do have to answer. So it's funny. I have like extra large when I go to bed. And I have...
But extra large around the waist? How do you tighten those bad boys?
Well, I don't have... They are elasticated, so they do shrink a bit.
Okay.
Or they might just be large.
Yeah.
I haven't taken that much time to study it. I just sort of hold them up and
You
say,
like
"That's
dangly
fine."
loose underpants?
No, but I don't want to be like strapped in when I'm in bed. And then...
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know, just sort of standard, I think, for the rest of the time. That's as far as I can really take it. I mean, there aren't that many variations.
I wear size medium underpants.
Medium is what I should have said.
But my waist is about, it fluctuates between like 31 and 32, I guess. My big pants that I have on today, they're a 32.
Because they look like they're built to fit somebody much bigger.
Yeah, I have an embarrassing story about underpants. Now we're on the topic of underpants.
Right.
It's embarrassing for me.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it's embarrassing for me. But I'll share it with you because we're all friends here. When we were younger, we used to go on holiday with our parents. We were a very close family. It'd be mum, dad, me, Rupert, and our sister Scarlett.
I think I know this.
Do you know where I'm going with this?
I think
Well, underpants are a funny one for me because I remember my dad hated flying, so he would. Sounds very luxurious going to holiday in the south of France years
When you're from
straight.
England, it's quite close. It is luxurious. It is beautiful.
Yeah, you can drive,
We
but
just happen to be very close to it. It's not
Yeah.
like we came from America or flew,
Yeah, we had to drive. Dad would drive us there. We'd all cram in a car, and Dad would drive us there because he didn't like flying. So the 5 of us in the car for like 24 hours to get there. It was sometimes a challenge.
But very memorable.
Very
I do
memorable.
like the memories of,
Yeah.
of driving down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll get to this underpants.
Yes.
Every weekend in the marina, near the plage, just remembering some of my French here, we go to the marina and there'd be all stalls set up. These stalls would be selling things. There'd be an ice cream stall, there'd be someone selling clothes, there'd be someone selling jewellery, someone selling baskets, someone selling all sorts of things. And I remember once, our mum was very vocal about things. Like she had no like level to the embarrassment that could be ensued that she could create for us. I remember once there was a stall. There was a very pretty young girl working behind the stall, and she was selling underwear and socks, underpants, and they were like non-brand. And my mum held a pair of these pants up in the air as I walked around, and she shouted out to us because I didn't know where to look for embarrassment.
I was stood next to you.
Yeah, and she said, boys, you need some new underwear. Look, does this look good? And I remember almost dying inside.
I think it was, to be honest, my recollection is slightly more sort of 3 for a few euros or something. It was some deal which was being announced.
I remember these were like cheese wire around your middle. She was lifting up and there was a lot. They were like a spandex style thing. She was like, look, Spanty Pantex or something. And I remember so I'm very sensitive about underwear at times. I like to keep my underwear private. So there you go. You've got to know about our underwear. You've got to know why.
And that's why I go for extra large. Just extra large.
It's nice and airy for you.
Yes, I like the breeze.
All right.
Have we got anything else? I mean, we've covered the best ground now. On the first episode, we've already got to Underpants. I'm very pleased. Yeah. Now we can kind of...
what are we hitting for time? Because I know our sort of time frame for these episodes, because we don't want to bore you, we don't want to go on too long. They're going to be like little 30-minute blasts for you every Sunday that you can tune into and just, have a little sip of a little whiskey, a little evening tea.
I hope, at the moment we're not doing commercials. I don't know whether we ever will, but we could make it like an actual TV program, in which case the commercial would give you time to go get a drink. But as we haven't done that, I hope that you took some time to get a beverage for yourself before tuning in to watch this, so you could have a little relax. Even non-alcoholic is cool. Chris doesn't drink.
He's drinking O'Doul's right now, which is.
We do, but I've actually saved myself for tonight.
You did you?
Well, I mean, a day or two. And all right. So.
What about one more question to wrap it up? I mean, if we didn't get round to your question in this session, we're going to be going after hours after this, where only accessible through Patreon. Chuck us a bit of coin. Come, I'll persuade everybody to get naked.
Be live
we'll do that sort of thing.
On Patreon, we'll post a link about 5-10 minutes after we finish this. We'll do it as quick as we can, and then on our Patreon you'll be able to click that link and go to the private YouTube video or the unlisted one, whatever it is, and get this same thing all over again, except it's going to be after hours, so we might do something a little more special. I did actually bring some props, a bit like show and tell, which these are 2 little books from my home, which I think are very important, very good. It's don'ts for husbands and don'ts for wives. And as me and Henry have spent much of our professional lives together, if not all of it, and also lived in the same house, we might actually, what do you think to reading a few phrases from this to each other to see how one would interpret
just cap it off?
Oh, I was saying for the after hours.
Oh, for the after hours. Sorry, folks, I was going to say. But you know what? Before we wrap this one up, let's take one more question. I hope you've all enjoyed. I hope you've all enjoyed this because, hang on, I've unbeknowingly just matched the props. God, I'm good.
I just prepare I don't know what's.
Anyway, let's take that final question. Sorry, Rupert. Go on.
I was just going to say the best preparer in the world. Ever. We planned the colour of the wall, the colour of Henry's trousers, the colour of the book, and you're not going to get much better than that. Maybe next episode you will, but let's go for the final one.
Okay, final question, but just before we get there, I just saw this comment saying Forever fans saw you at Monk's Wisconsin Dells. Remember that show?
Oh yeah,
I do remember that Monk's Bar and Grill in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
We did tear it up there. I remember a lot of fucking snow.
It was very cold. I was very ill, but then when it got to showtime, I had a couple of drinks. We were all cold, and what else?
I got kind of sick at that one as well, but it was a fun.
Beforehand, we had to cancel a couple of sessions in the morning, and then we had a great time. But sorry continue.
I forgot about that. That was a great night. Okay, final question. What do you guys think makes a good drummer? It's always interesting to hear from a guitarist's perspective. What makes a good drummer? That's from Jack.
Okay, for me, what makes a good drummer? Obviously, you got to be in time and all that shit. But dynamics are a big one for me. I love jazz drummers because of that. Typically, because dynamically, quite nice with that. They know when to come in, they know when to come out. They don't have to do too much if they don't need to do too much. I always think the whole essence of playing as a band together. The drums drive it. They drive the tempo. They drive the feel. It's one of the most important parts. So that's why I say dynamics for me are one of the big ones, because if they're driving it, but there's no dynamic to what they're driving, you're going to get kind of a one-leveled performance out of it. There's going to be no you know, you're not going to get any emotion coming throughout the song because it's just going to be one thing. So dynamics are the big one for me with the drummer.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I think it applies to most instruments. It's not what you're doing yourself, it's how much you're listening to everybody else. So, and that can be hard when you're a drummer because you're quite loud and, you know, your drums are surrounding you. You're going to be pretty pushed to hear the other instrumentalists, and so that's why I think that sometimes bringing the dynamics down as a drummer works very well. But also I know that when we was recording in a very lovely studio in Malibu, we had the fabulous Chad Smith on drums, who you probably know from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The brilliant thing about his drumming was the timekeeping, the tempo. It was like playing to a click track, which we, you know, you seek that with the metronome, and he had it naturally and with all the energy of a natural human playing drummer. So yeah, it's give and take. People are, you know, drummers can be very different, and sometimes you settle for the best factor, whether that's the brilliant timekeeping or the dynamics or whatever. But what I would say, live, definitely dynamics, because sometimes, you know, you really need to hear your vocals live, but in the studio you can't do better than a good timekeeper. So
there you have it, folks. Time and dynamics. If you're a drummer, sort it out. All right, that's it for us from our first episode. We hope you've all had a great time. Thank you for joining in. If we didn't get around to your questions, we'll probably answer it like when we repost this video, you know, when we post it up, or we'll get to the questions
I
next
haven't
week.
even played my guitar, so
Give us a little lick on the way out. And for all you people that are patrons, we're going to be joining you for the after hours. Take it down, Rupert. Oh, actually, give me a little spy music. I feel kind of... Yeah. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Love
bye,
you.
folks.
Bye.
Oh, balls.